anatomy of a turn in Universus. Universus is broken down into multiple steps and phases. Phases are the big ones, steps are the smaller things you do between them. There are three main phases. The start phase, which is when you ready all your things and you get ready for your turn. The combat phase, which is the main phase of the game, and if you play attack cards, you'll also go through the combat sequence or the attack sequence. And in the end phase, where you clean up your card pool and pass a turn over to your opponent. The start phase is broken down into three steps. The ready step, where you ready all of your foundations, assets, characters, and backups. There we go. And use it for backups. The review step, where you select one card in your hand to discard. Just the one card in your hand to discard. Because then you have the drop step, where you draw up to your hand size. If I didn't discard that one card, I would draw only one card. Now I get to drop it. Yes. After that, you enter your combat step, the combat phase, sorry. Which is the main phase of the game. Like I said, it's where you can do your forms and whatnot, like main phase 1 and Yu-Gi-Oh! But there is no main phase 2, it's just the one combat step. You can play as many cards as you want in this step. So I can play a foundation on a 2, and then another foundation on a 3, and then even if I want to, I can play an attack on a 6. Wow, I did not check a 6. What happens if you don't check what you want? Well, the turn immediately ends. If failing attack is performed, the turn immediately ends. But to prevent this failed attack from ending my turn, I can then commit 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6 to then allow that attack through, which then does allow you to enter the attack sequence, which is the enhance, damage, and block steps. The enhance step is the fun part of the game. When you enter the enhance step, the attacker gets the first enhance. The defending player then chooses to enhance or pass. The attacker can also pass on their first enhance too. And this enhance or pass goes back and forth until both players pass consecutively. Then you enter the block step. Blocking and damage. In Universus, attacks have attack zones, as well as speeds and damages. For instance, this nebulous attack has 2 speed, that is the number in it, and there's a high attack, that is the arrow pointing up. There are 2 other attack zones, mid and low, so high, mid, and low. To block this 2 speed attack, you can find, not on every card, but usually, a shield up the top right. That shield will be color coded and indicate directional coded the same way as an attack, with high, mid, and low. You can block this attack with a high block, as seen here, once again color coded red. To block, you add this number with that number and progressive difficulty, and you check that. If you make the check with the matching block zone, fantastic. It is fully blocked. You take no damage. In this instance, they need to check a 3 or higher because it's 1 plus 2. Simple as. If you do not have a matching block zone, you can block with a zone adjacent. Adjacent to high is mid. Mid is adjacent to both high and low is adjacent to mid. If you block with an adjacent block zone, you still need to make a check. In this case, 2 plus 2, 4. And you take, it is partially blocked, you take half damage, wrap it up. So sometimes it might not even be beneficial, half blocking. If you choose not to block, or you do not have a matching or adjacent block zone, you don't block, you take the full damage of the attack. The full equation, for scary reasons, is this. Speed of the attack, plus the block modifier of the card you're using, this, plus progressive difficulty, is your blocking difficulty. Check that, and you're good to go. So I'm just going to demonstrate an attack sequence My friend August here has just played a Fan the Hammer, and we're going to run through the attacks. Oh, sorry, the enhance and block step, and we'll break it down as we go. So they're enhancing with their character, Nicholas D. Wolfwood, making the mill 1, and then they get +3 damage added to the attack. So they'll mill 1, and then that. As you might have heard there, I said I've got no enhance, I just pass. August then uses the enhance to fan the hammer, unfan the hammer to mill 4, and you get only one attack is hit, so they add +2 to the thing, so now that's 3 +5 damage. I will then just flip my foundation and get on it. August then passes, I then pass. Move to blocks. I said it's a 3 speed low attack for 8 damage. I'll attempt to block on a 6. I check the 3, and I tap 3 foundations to get 6. I fully block the attack. Like I explained in the card order video, there are a couple key words you need to keep an eye out for, specifically while blocking. The first one is Breaker, as seen here in Prideless Negotiations. Breaker is, after you block with this card, your rival's next check gets -X, effectively making it harder. Breaker, you're trying to break your opponent's combo. X being the breaker value. Some cards will have breaker 2, some cards will have variable breakers. That meaning your opponent's check, the blue number over there, gets minus this number. Easy as that. The other keyword for blocking you've got to watch out for is deflect. Deflect, deflect, however you want to say it, is after the block step of this attack has happened, you may add this card, Ashiro's Acid Dive, or any other card with deflect, into the card pool and reduce the damage of the attack by the X value. So deflect 3, this will reduce the attack's damage by 3. This doesn't cost anything, there's no check, you just put it into the card pool and live with the fact that your progressive difficulty is now 1 harder, but you have reduced damage by whatever the deflect value is. The end phase, you clear your cards from right to left. Any foundations, assets, and backups that are in your card pool get built down. We'll go through that in a moment. Any shift cards can also be built shifted. Attack cards that hit go to momentum, and everything else goes to discard. Say you had an action in here too. So let's clear this card pool. This action goes to discard. This attack did not hit, so it goes to discard. This attack does hit, so you may choose to go discard or momentum. And then these 2 foundations get built in. Congratulations, you've now completed your instant. Your rival will also do the same if they have any cards in their card pool, but they will also clear the card pool, but they will put all of their cards into the discard pile unless they did otherwise, because they did not use them as forms, they used them as moves. Now let's run through first player's first turn. So, as the starting player, you have your character committed. Then you draw your hand size. In this case, it will be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we look at this hand. Pick up. Great. Wow, that's too many attacks for my liking. So we're going to put all of these cards, this is player 1 Mullins, put their entire hand to the bottom of the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and draw 6. A fresh 6. Look at it. Much better than shuffle the deck. Now, if my opening hand started with no foundations, which thankfully it didn't happen here, we are allowed to show our opponent and then re-mulligan again, but only if they're all attacks. In this case, they're not. Great. So, turn 1, you cannot use attacks. So we'll just ignore that card for now. And that. Use that. Now we're going to go on a 3. 6. Great. On a 2, 3. 5. Great. On a 1, 2, 3. 5. Fantastic. On a 0, 1, 2, 3. I can't ever check lower than a 3 in this deck. 5. Great. Well, we're going to end our turn there. I'm sorry, I managed to curve out nicely using a 3, 2, 1, 0. And my turn, these all get built. Fantastic. At the start of my second turn, I may choose to review these. I will not. I will ready, review, choosing none, and then draw up to my hand. So it's 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're ready to throw attacks. So let's go through player 2's mulligans and starting turn. So player 2 resolves mulligans by, instead of getting rid of the whole hand, they can choose what card. So since you can't play attacks on turn 1, I'm going to remove my 2 attacks, put them to the bottom of the deck, and then draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Unfortunately, did not get any more foundations, but that's also good. Then I shuffle the deck. I'm not going to shuffle for demonstration purposes properly, but you do shuffle the deck. Then player 1 gets to ready, review, and draw. So ready, nothing. Review, I will review an attack, and then draw up to my hand size 6. So I draw 1 card. That's why you review. Then, because you're going second, they on their first turn, second player, gets 1 extra bonus card, which means they get 1 over their hand size, which is 2. Now they get to start playing their foundations. On a 2, 5. On a 2, 3. 3. On a 2, 3, 4. 5. On a 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Nice. Great. You'll love to see. Now for a fun piece of, I guess, pro tip is that if your character does nothing on defense, you can essentially think of that as 1 free 4 check. Since my deck has no less than 3, a 3 check, some decks have 2, I know that if I check a 3, I can commit him for 4 if I need to. So on a 2, 3, 4, and I check a 3, I know I don't need him active for my opponent's turn, so I'll commit that as a 4, making sure that I get this on the field which is a fun tip to know whether or not your character is necessarily on defense, so you can play more cards in your turn when you need to. To recap, you have the start phase with your untap, upkeep, draw. Ready, review, draw. Your combat phase, where if you play an attack, you enter the attack sequence that has the enhance, block, and damage steps. And then your end step, where you clear your card pool and make sure that all of your cards go to the right places. Like all of your buildables are built, your attacks either go to discard or momentum, and the rest of your cards go to discard. Great! Thank you for watching, and I'd love for you to like and subscribe. And keep your eye out for more UVS or other card game content on this channel. We'll see you around.